G'day. Should spa associations be the industry's watchdog? In some countries, the government requires any spa that wants a license to operate to first be approved and endorsed by the spa association. So that essentially means that the onus goes onto the spa association to decide whether or not this particular spa is okay, whether their staff are trained, whether their facilities are okay, and basically decide whether or not that particular spa is good enough to be called a spa and therefore get a license. But should that be the role of the spa association? I mean, in some ways it makes sense because, of course, the spa association is better qualified than the government to assess whether or not the individual therapists are trained and to assess the suitability of the team managing it and everything else. But as we know, most spa associations, or many spa associations in many countries, are essentially volunteer organisations. They don't have a lot of resource. So who's going to pay for the assessment? Or is there not going to be assessment? There has to be an assessment, right? So who's going to pay for that? Logically, of course, the spa should be the one that has to pay for that. But that could be quite expensive, and some smaller spas may simply not be able to afford it. And so now you've got a case where only those spas that can afford to fly out the spa association, put them up for a day, feed them, transport them, and let them do their assessment, they're the only ones that are able to get a spa license. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily the right way to do it. So, thoughts from you guys. Do you believe that spa associations should be the industry watchdog? Are there cases that you know of where they essentially are the industry watchdog? And what about this resource issue? What about the problem of spa associations not necessarily being able to have the resource to be able to properly be the watchdog? And so if not the spa association, then who? Do let me know in the comments below. I do thank you for your time, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.